Common sense told us that when you put a big tax on something, the people will produce less of it.
We all remember this timeless principle from President Reagan. So important, he included it in his farewell address to the nation in 1989. Candidate for Governor John Kasich remembered in 2010.
We do have big problems in the state, and they have to be solved. And they can't be solved with raising taxes, because it's like having a restaurant where you have no customers. If you want to get more customers, you don't raise prices. We're pricing ourselves out of business.
And at the Republican National Convention last year, Governor Kasich criticized President Obama's call for tax increases.
The president says his answer to these problems lie in this: more taxes. Let's take more money out of the pockets of the American people and send it to, of all places, Washington, D.C. Can you even believe it? We not only need to balance budgets, we need to cut taxes, not raise them, to get on the right track.
That's what Governor Kasich said. So what is he doing today? Calling for huge tax increases. A greatly expanded sales tax and a huge severance tax increase to pay for a tiny reduction in the state income tax. How disappointing. Just halfway through his term, the tax cutter is now a tax raiser. But his tax plan has run into strong opposition. The Ohio Chamber opposes the Kasich tax package, concluding, if enacted, it would have undermined recent economic development and left Ohio less competitive, not more. Others fear Kasich's plan could raise costs for consumers. So it's not surprising that the Columbus Dispatch reports the sales tax expansion and the severance tax appear to be on life support, with Governor Kasich's huge severance tax drawing the most fire, especially from the business community and Republicans. The fact is, the Utica shale development, which is driving most of Ohio's energy growth, is in its infancy and has progressed slower than expected. But Governor Kasich sees the energy industry and landowners as Ohio's golden geese, just waiting to be plucked. His estimate of potential oil and gas revenues to be recovered from his tax is called an exorbitant overestimate by experts. The fact is, this unfair severance tax will discourage energy investment in Ohio. The governor says his severance tax hike is just modernizing Ohio's energy tax, and that makes it a fair, competitive tax. Well, the Kasich severance tax is not modern. It's not fair, and it's certainly not competitive. Modernizing taxes is the governor's way of telling Ohio's energy producers and landowners he has singled them out for another big tax increase, when the fact is, crude oil and natural gas producers in Ohio are already taxed in 5 different ways, when Ohio's current severance tax rates are comparable to 3 of our 5 neighboring states, when the Ohio oil and gas industry is already one of the most taxed industries in the state. Governor Kasich's severance tax plan will discourage investment in Ohio, kill jobs, raise energy prices, and prevent landowners from leasing their property and receiving royalties. We can't let Governor Kasich get away with his destructive tax increase. It's not what he promised.
We do have big problems in the state, and they have to be solved. And they can't be solved with raising taxes.
Contact your state legislators and Republican leaders today. Urge them to oppose the huge Kasich severance tax hike on the energy industry and eastern Ohio landowners.